Hello viewers, this is a bit of a sad video if you like watching Bonanza, and I'll explain to you why. I'll get straight into it. This is going to be a talk video, so if you don't want to listen, turn off now, but it's going to be about what's just happened to my casino account, and I'm going to spend the rest of the time explaining exactly how being an affiliate works, which would be useful to people who criticise affiliates, and it will dispel some of the rumours, but it'll also be useful to affiliates who maybe don't read all the terms and conditions, who might know how it all works. But first, the account. After that pathetic session I had just now, a few days ago, when I lost 600 quid, I received an email. Hi Mr. Dazza, well, obviously my name. We are informing you your account activity has reached the threshold necessary for us to carry out further due diligence in accordance with UK regulations, blah, blah, blah. This is nothing to worry about. We are compelled at this stage to carry out affordability checks for source of funds as part of the regulatory AML and anti-money law, blah, blah, blah. It's a load of waffle about the specific term in the UKGC. Your account is still operational, but we will need documentary evidence submitted via your account information KYC menu, which must include the following: bank statements for the duration of your membership showing your deposits and income sources, and fixed monthly outgoings including utilities, rent, mortgage, hire purchase, credit, blah, 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 blah. If in receipt of income or ownerships of funds not present on these statements, documentary evidence of, for example, inheritance, sales payments must also be provided. Proof of employment and salary from official wage slips, evidence of any debts and outstanding credit balances and minimum payments. In the case of self-employment, we require a copy of your, this is where I fall down, most recent tax return, annual income, summary profits, and accounts showing individuals, entities who have paid you to validate such, whatever that means. We understand this can be problematic, so we're here to help you through the process, and rest assured your personal documents are safely and securely stored in accordance with GDPR and any appropriate legislation applying to your region, blah, 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 blah. This should not take more than 24 to 72 hours if we are in receipt of the requested and correctly scanned information. Unfortunately, if you choose not to provide or cannot demonstrate the above proofs adequately in order to satisfy a regulatory commitment within 7 days, we will be obliged to suspend or close your account. Regards, blah, blah, blah. So basically, that's the email we all dread, and obviously if you're self-employed, it's a big can of worms. So basically, my response, and I'll just get my email account up, what did I send back to him? Sorry, a few clicks. Right, here we go. My response: dear so-and-so, I understand you must enforce these checks due to regulation. I'm responding to confirm that I will not be providing any further documents in addition to those submitted and approved in your previous KYC process. This is not because I'm uncooperative, but as a self-employed affiliate within the gambling industry, I'm contractually obliged to treat certain sources of income and agreements confidentially, so in numerous cases I cannot complete your request. This has occurred before, and on one occasion I did try to satisfy casino's demands, and it proved near impossible and was simply too stressful and downright intrusive. I've enjoyed my time playing in your casino, and you have been reliable in both software operation and cash outs, etc. As you'll be aware, I'm several thousands ahead of yourselves, so I also understand this regulatory requirement now means you cannot ever get any of this back, so it's a double-edged sword in a way, a peril for operators in the UK market. Thanks for the service, sorry my custom couldn't continue. And that's it. That's what I sent back. So there's no reason to be rude, they've got to do it, but I will not go through that hell. Now, as I've explained to you in the series before this one, that was the second to last casino group I can play at. The one I've just been at is the last one. It's the last UKGC licence group that I can play with, or site, because as you know, I've been an affiliate for many years, and I was a gambler online before that, going back 12 years, 13 years. And in that time, in my sort of initial naivety when I first gambled online, if I had a good win at a casino, I'd permanently life exclude from the group or the casino. It's my way of saying, you're not getting any of this back, I've won. Similarly, if I had a bad run, I'd do the same. Or didn't like something. Because to me, there's an unlimited supply of casinos. Now, obviously I learnt the hard way that isn't the case, and many existing UK operators have withdrawn from the market. On my affiliate website, fastpayingcasinos.com, you can see I've got a lot of casinos there, a lot of affiliate a lot of casino groups and affiliate accounts with them, and all those were checked by myself before I put them on the site. I played, withdrew, tested, and if I didn't particularly feel the need to keep one of those accounts open, I'd just do the same test, the draw, test the games, customer service, then bin the account off permanently, because once I'd established that group was all right, I didn't need to go back there if they opened a new property. And of course that's caught up with me now, because I've been through every single licensee now, UK licensee. I know that sounds incredible, but I have over the years, hundreds of them. And there is simply nowhere I can open an account now, unless a new operator comes into the UK market, a new group, not an existing group which changes names and has to retain all this exclusion or account closure or whatever. I mean, it has to be a fresh new face in the market, and they're like hen's teeth nowadays. Nobody opens up a business, casino business, unless they're from a huge operator with the intention of going to service the UK market. So, for an indefinite period now, I'm out. Put it this way, if I put another video up now, it would be fake money because I can't play for real. So that's where we are. Unfortunately, that's what it's come to. And it seems it was that 600 quid video that triggered the request. I must do, I don't know, I haven't looked, but I'd imagine I've exceeded 5 or 10k in deposits. Probably 5k, I'd imagine, to the mark. Thinking about what I've played there, 100s, 300s. Yeah, I've probably reached about 5k, I would have done. So, that's where we're at, unfortunately, and I am now stuck. I can continue to provide my Megaways previews and slot reviews and other stuff, but real play videos for now, unless a new licensee comes along, I'm afraid I've had to stop. Now, in a way, it's removed the temptation to go into that 6k hours ahead. Remember, when I was 4k ahead, I went 300 into it and got away with it, doubled it. But I won't have that temptation this time because I can't. And yeah, I was a bit annoyed. However, I wasn't intending to gamble today. It's just something, the email I received. I wasn't intending to go into the 6k. I wasn't going to make a video. But I thought I should let you know as you subscribe to the channel and watch the Bonanza videos. And that's that. So what I'm going to do now, we're 8 minutes in, is I'm going to do sort of a part 2 of this video. It's just to answer questions people have asked about affiliation, rather. How it works, what rewards you can receive, what pitfalls there are. So I'm going to do a little chat on that. I mean, you also asked if I'm ahead on Bonanza, and I was trying to explain to you that this year I'm actually down on it. I did calculate the other day by going through these statements how much I spent and got back. At the start of the year, this is January, as you can see, look at all those Skybet deposits. I was only doing like 40p spins and that, but look how many, I got 310 back, and that's about 600-700 quid worth of deposits there. There's some more above, but I can't reveal those without showing other information, but because of the way the statement's constructed. But I was getting hammered there. If we go back a year from now, which is starting, say, September 2020, look, I've got lots of bet threads like this, strings of these as well, but this is Skybet, for example. Again, look. And where was I getting any back? Look at it, look at it. So in the last year, if you look at all those, look, there's absolutely nothing received back for a string of days, look. Numerous deposits. And this is where people only notice what I win and not what I lose. And I can do the same there for risk. I can do the same there for Betfred. So because that's where I was playing in the last year before I started going to the smaller operations. And I've calculated in the last calendar year, so that's up until middle of October. Yeah, because the statements go from the 14th. So the 14th is October 2020 to the 14th of October this year. And I've only played Bonanza in that time virtually. I'm £3,450 down. So I haven't won overall. I've had a good summer and a good autumn until I've obviously got my account, I've locked my account out. But basically, it's cost me. No gambler wins in the long term. The house edge always takes the money. And it has done with me. You've seen the amount of deposits I've made. I can show you pages more from different sites in the last year. And the story is pretty much the same until the sort of middle part of this year, when I started winning a bit. And obviously recently. So rest assured, at this point, in the last 12 months, I'm down nearly 3.5 grand. And that's where you think I'm having a good run, winning lots, blah, blah, blah. And that's exclusively playing one slot, virtually just with one slot. So I don't win. Nobody does. No streamer wins. Nobody wins. Simple as that. So that is gambling for you. It costs me just like it costs you guys. And of course, you'll just say, well, you're an affiliate, you can afford it. Okay, being an affiliate is my job. That's what I do. That's my living. And it's a job to me, just like whatever you do is your job, that funds your gambling if you gamble. And it's still my money that I spend, that I've earned. And that brings me on to affiliates. I think it's good to sort of educate the public, having done it for years, on what being an affiliate actually is. Essentially, people call you a parasite, they call you this, they call you that, but I will endeavour to explain how it works and why that isn't the case, because at the end of the day, the gambling industry has a big budget for advertising. Some of the casinos, or even the affiliates programs, the big ones, big affiliates, casinos themselves, etc., they will use Google AdWords. So if you type in, for example, fast paying casinos, even my domain, or you type in UK betting site or something, people have bought those keywords. And every time you click one, whether you buy or not, you pay Google 7, 8, 10 quid even. It's, and so that's a company, a big multinational, that we're all dependent on for our internet to some degree, and who have been criticised in the media for, let's say, being economical with the tax they pay. And so if you don't go through an affiliate site, you are paying somebody regardless, and you're paying Google. If you're not paying Google and you respond to an advert on the radio or television, you're paying the big media companies and so on. And if you go for an affiliate site, you're paying the affiliate network. If it's an affiliate, big affiliate that has lots of sites, or an individual affiliate like me, you're paying the affiliate, but you're paying somebody. Now, obviously, being an individual affiliate like myself, you've got a target, haven't you? And if you've got a gambling problem, or you have a gamble and lose £1,000, you're not happy, you're pissed off. And if you've just sort of walked into Grosvenor and Leicester Square and done that, or searched for something on Google and gone through that, or responded to an advert on TV, radio, or whatever, or you just see big legitimate entity, don't you? Big business, and you think no more of it. Whereas if you've got an individual like myself, and you've done that through one of my links, or any affiliate, then you've got a target as a person. That's someone identifiable. Instead of thinking you've lost your money to a sort of into the ether of corporate business, you've done the same, but you've now got a direct link to an individual. You can say, well, bloody hell. I mean, if you lose it in Grosvenor, you don't say, well, Grosvenor's got, or the TV company's made 100 quid out of my 1,000, or Google has. You don't say that, do you? But when you've got an individual, you've got a target. And so you lose your £1,000. Well, that fucking twat Dazza's made 100 quid out of me for fucking sitting on his arse, blah, blah, blah. And you've got someone to aim your venom at. And yet all I am is part of the advertising network. I'm just in the same job as any TV or media company, or Google Ads, whatever. I'm just the same. Someone is being paid, whether it's an affiliate, like I said, a media company, Google, or whatever. Someone is being paid when you join a gambling site. They have big advertising budgets. Now, as you know, when you buy stuff on the internet, one of the top most common question you get asked in customer surveys afterwards, and I'm not an advertising expert, but I know for a fact the most crucial bit of information to any advertiser must be, how did you find us? And that's the question you ask. Did you see us on TV, radio, Google, local newspaper, or website? And I ask you that question because that is gold to any business or advertiser, isn't it? How they're getting their traffic and how they're getting their customers. So like I said, if you're an affiliate, you're next on the line. And that's a person, you've heard my voice on YouTube, or you've seen me at a Meister meet or something. So you know you've got a real life target to aim your anger at if you've had a bad time gambling. And it's a bit unfair in a lot of ways, because Google, the TV or radio company or your newspaper, has got no interest in providing you with any information, any peripheral information about the product, apart from making money out of you. Whereas an affiliate like me, who tries to sort of provide you with relevant stuff like game reviews or videos or RTP figures on slots, news, or anything like that, we're actually, you know, for the money you pay us if you lose gambling, we're actually providing something back, whereas they don't. So it's a double-edged sword for us. It's a double whammy, rather. We do try, and obviously there are scum affiliates. There are people that specifically make money, which is, in my view, a crime, out of promoting unlicensed gambling, road casinos, and they devise sites specifically to rip people off. They rip you off, and so does a company you gamble with, because they're unlicensed. So yeah, unfortunately, those rats infest the water, and you know, I can understand why some people are cynical. But at the end of the day, I try my best to provide good sites. Everything I provide is UK licensed, and everything I provide has been tested by myself. And I can fully understand, because I felt the same. I used to join, when I first gambled on, I used to join through, I remember, funny enough, I actually know the people now at Casino Meister personally, but at the time I wasn't a member of Casino Meister. I actually realised that they were some of the people who run the affiliate sites that I joined casinos through and lost money at. And so I've paid them in the past. But yeah, you got your own view on it. At the end of the day, you got to accept, though, you're paying somebody. If you're not paying an affiliate, you're paying somebody else, because gambling has a big advertising budget, and you know, it sponsors football clubs. You see it all over, you know, the TV late at night, especially. It's a big industry, and yes, it can do harm. So it's controversial as well. I understand that, but this explains to you. I mean, you sort of think all affiliates are rich. They're not. There are some that have done well, but what it is every individual affiliate, like myself, small sort of self-employed, sole trader sort of person, which most of the sites are, you see. You get a fixed deal. You know, you join the affiliate program, they look at your site, yeah, we'll give you an account, and you get a scale like, bring us 5 to 10 players in a month, you get 30%, less than that you get 20%, 25%. It's all scaled up to a maximum of 45%, sometimes 50%, but that's of net revenue. So if someone getting 50%, if you joined and spent 1,000, they wouldn't get 500 quid. So there'd be at least 30-40% to come off that figure before you get net gaming revenue, and you get half of that if you're on 50%. So if someone spends 1,000 quid, you'd be lucky as an affiliate to get 300 quid out of it. And I think the Bandit, is it either the Bandit or Nick Slots? No, is it the Bandit or one of them? If you remember one of the streamers that were video bloggers or whatever, they put on their channel, they showed their Video Slots affiliate account with 10 grand in gross gaming revenue, and they took home 600 odd quid of it. I think it was the Bandit. If not, I apologise to him, but I'm not actually sure. But one of them actually tried to answer the question, and yeah, he picked an exceptionally bad program for the affiliate. he took home 6% of the gross deposits. You actually, normally it's 10 to sort of 20. Excuse me. But casinos do have big advertising budgets. A lot of them. You can negotiate, if you bring them enough players, you can negotiate, fixed new deposit and customer fees. And these can go into hundreds per new depositing customer if you've got the clout. And that is why affiliate networks a few years ago were buying up affiliate sites like, say, mine, or people on casino they're trying to buy them up. Because what happens is, your players, which is say worth 100 quid each to you, could be worth 200 to them. Because combined, the media group or the affiliate group has a big negotiating position. It can say to the casinos, right, putting all this together, I'm now bringing you 100 players a month and I want 200 quid each, 300 quid. And they got the negotiating power by having more sign-ups. So, what does an affiliate earn? How does it work? Well, there's three combinations. There's actually four. You might have a site that's nothing to do with gambling. I mean, you might have a forum about whiskey or football or something, and you can just get a fixed monthly fee to put one of their banners on your site, like £1,000 a month to put their casino banner. That's just like a fixed advertising agreement. That's rare for affiliates. So yeah, that's pretty unusual. But what your three affiliate things are: you get a cash value. You only work on a new deposit and customer fee, NDP fee, new deposit in player. And say they deposit 20 quid, they've joined through your link, you then earn a fixed fee, no more. That's called a CPA deal, cost per acquisition. So say that I get a new player who spends 20 quid or more. Win or lose, he deposits that amount. I will get 80 quid or 100 quid or something. And that sounds a lot, doesn't it? But it's nothing compared to what the big affiliate groups will get, or the costs they're prepared to pay for TV and radio advertising. So that's a CPA deal. Again, they're not usual. They're the sort of things your streamer would use. For obvious reasons, because they've got thousands of people watching them. If, a few tens of them do it, they've earned a few thousand quid. And then you've got an RS, or revenue share deal, which is the scale I told you about earlier, where it goes 25 to 45%, and you get that percentage for the lifetime of your player. So say you join up and you lose 100 quid a month. I'm on 25% revenue share. Like I said, fees are 35-40% of that. So your 100 quid would be 60 left. I would get 25% of that. I'll get 15 quid. But that's for the lifetime. So every time you played and lost, I would get 15% of your gross losses, or 25% of your net gaming revenue, depending which side of the calculation you look at. And that's for the lifetime of your membership of that site. However, there's caveats to that, because what a lot of casino affiliate programs do is they will slash that. They can even remove it, but they'll slash it to 5-10% if you don't bring them at least one player every 3 months or stuff like that. There's clauses written into it. So it's not like you've recruited all these players, you've tried for 6 months, and you sit back on your laurels watching the money roll in from them until they drop away. You've got to keep replacing them. Because the casino, I've had this happen on one or two that I don't promote much, and they've turned around and sent me an email saying, right, you're not getting you're not getting your 25% now, we've slashed you to the basic 10% rate. Or they can just turn around and not pay you at all after 6 months you haven't bought them a player, and that's it. So your historical players, your legacy players as you call them, who joined up a while ago, if they're still playing, you might not earn from them unless you're still doing your job and bring them new players. So that's your revenue share. And your last one is a combination of that and the CPA, the cost per acquisition. It's basically where they give you an agreement where you get, say, €80 to bring a new player in, depositing 20 or more, and you also get 35% rev share, say, for the lifetime of the player. Now, that's the best deal to have, and you've got to have some sort of ability to get that normally, because you've got to be able to bring them a few players a month at least, and so on. And they normally trial that, and if you're not bringing enough players, I'll just put you back on rev share. It depends how good you are with that particular casino brand. But that's the deals you like to get. I've got several of them. Again, there's a caveat to that. What some of them will do, and this is the exception rather than rule, because your CPA payment, your cost per acquisition payment, should be ring fenced. In other words, you spend your $20, I get me $80, but then you win, so there's no revenue share. I should still get that $80. It should be ring fenced whether you win or lose. But there are a couple of programs that actually they take that 80 quid back if you win, or your revenue share they take out that 80. So, but that's not usual. And there's also a lot of people have this question. They ask this about a big depositor. What happens? So say I get a Premier League footballer who signs up to one of my accounts. You can afford to spend 10 grand, say 50 grand a month. Now what happens there is they get what's called, we call it a whale deal, because a whale is a big player. We come with a big deposit, but it's actually a high roller clause. And what that means is that player gets ring fenced. You will not get paid unless they lose. And I'll explain how that works. So say you get Rupert Rocketshot, Premier League footballer, joins up through my link and he wins 50 grand. Okay. Now, all my other players have netted me, say, 1,000, all the smaller depositors. So, because he's won 50 grand, you'd think I wouldn't get paid, because I'll be like minus 49. But it doesn't actually work like that. They ring fence that player. So I'll still get paid. Again, there's a caveat to that as well, but you still generally get paid for the other players. And there's a reason for that, and I'll explain why. Because the affiliate programs, they have what's called NNCO, which is no negative carryover. In other words, at Shag Nasty slots, all my players this month between them have won. So my commission is like minus €2,500. So I get nothing, I get paid nothing. However, that doesn't carry over to the next month, it starts afresh. Okay, so if my players next month lose, I get the earnings if I'm net at the end of the month in profit off them. Now what happens on a high roller is he's won 50 grand. So you think, oh, that's good, because no negative carryover. Go over to the next month, he loses 20 of it back. You'll get your 25% of 20 grand. You get 5 grand, but it doesn't work like that, because his has been ring fenced. So you wouldn't get paid anything for him until they were in profit. So say he loses 20 grand the second month, you've earned 5,000 commission, it gets struck off. However, the month after, he comes back and loses 40 grand. Casino has now made 10 grand out of him in profit. And that month, you'd get paid a percentage of that 10 grand. So that's how a big high roller deal works. There's a clause in virtually every affiliate program for that. Because obviously, like I've just explained, if you had a player lose 50 grand, put your account minus, it was wiped clear at the end of the month. You start off at 0 grand, he loses 20 grand, you get paid 5 grand of that. The casino was obviously still 30 grand down, they paid you 5 grand as well. So obviously that can't be allowed to happen. So they've got a clause for that too, if anyone's wondering. So that's how it all works. And again, there's a caveat to that, because some casinos have been known, affiliate programs have been known to actually use that and actually incorporate the commission from your other players. So you made a grand off your other players but lost all that money on the high roller, they'll take your grand off of the high roller's negative commission. That shouldn't happen though. That's the idea of it. They ring fence the high rollers. and treat them as separate accounts, if you like. And last of all, I don't know if you've heard of this either, there's something called, forget the term, I'm just going to come back with it. Bundling, that's it, bundling. Now, let's say you're promoting one of the operators that's got about, you get those operators that got about 20 different properties or more, haven't they? Now, if all those 20 properties are owned by the same licensee, then what happens is you just get a net figure at the end. You could have them 20 casinos, you could be up 100 at one, you could be minus 80 commission on another, minus 25 on another. But basically, whatever figure comes out for all those 20 casinos you get, whether it's minus or obviously minus, you've got no negative carryover, but positive, you get paid. That's called bundling, which is okay if they're all the same operator. But you get some affiliate programs, for example, that promote different operators. They might have a William Hill property, an 888 property, a White Hat property, and so on, all in the same affiliate program. Now, those are supposed to be separate, not bundled. So you could be minus 100 at William Hill's, minus 100 at 888, plus 200 at White Hat, and you just get the plus 200. The others shouldn't be weighed against it, because they're getting payments to pay the affiliates from those businesses according to what revenue they've made or lost. And so if you think about it, it'd be a bit criminal, wouldn't it, to not, to take my, say, 200 quid that White Hat I've given them to pay me, and then keep it because I'm negative at the other two. Because that's fraud, isn't it? It's just separate sources of money. So that's called bundling, and I have heard of cases where that's happened, when an affiliate program has received money on behalf of one operator that's intended to play the affiliates, and because they haven't got anything off the operators because they're negative, they've kept it. And that should not happen. I don't think it does anymore, but I have heard cases in the past where it's happened, where they bundled different licensees together, and that should never happen because they're all separate, even if they're in the same affiliate program. So that's another thing about being an affiliate. Okay, so I hope I've explained, broadly how it all works. And you tend to get paid the following month. Most affiliate programs, like I said, they cut off at midnight on the 30th or 31st of the month. That's their figures, that's when they're calculated. So you could actually have 1,000 quid in an account, have a player win on the 31st of August, and get paid nothing in September. It's all down to that figure that exists for a brief second of time at midnight at the end of the month, or whatever the cut-off time is. That's what you get paid. And it's got to be above a certain limit, because they won't pay you 30 euros and stuff like that. You've got to have at least 100 or 250 to get any payment anyway. And they pay you generally in the middle of the following month or early in the following month. There are some that wait another month. So whatever you earn in August, you'll receive in the first week of October. But most of them pay you the following month. That's how it all works. But again, you can criticise affiliation again. But it's a logical way to advertise, isn't it? You've got websites or channels that interest gamblers. These are gambling firms. You've got a great portal to potential customers, haven't you? Where, you've got not a captive audience, but you've got almost exclusively a group of people that are going to be interested somewhere in gambling. Same as if you came up with craft beer. You would advertise it on a real ales forum, wouldn't you? Pay them to have a banner for you, or if you had an affiliate program, you pay people that are in that industry, or reached out to a lot of people who are interested in that industry. And that's how it works. It's an efficient way of advertising. An individual affiliate, smaller affiliates like myself, we are very cheap. If the casinos had to pay for every single player what they pay the media corporations and Google and the large affiliate networks who've negotiated with their clout a big deal, if they had to pay for every player that cost, you get a lot less bonuses. You get a lot less incentives from the casinos. Their budget would be very expensive, very inefficient. So it's basically the smaller affiliates who they can pay less for the same player, who cut their costs, who make it who help the efficiency of their business, and that's how it works. That's why there's affiliates, and the bigger you are, the more you can earn, as you know. And obviously, this is why streaming is so attractive, because you've got thousands of people sometimes watching you at the same time who are all interested in gambling, or maybe most of them have gambled or want to gamble or do gamble. And you've got a very, very high percentage of sign-ups for those viewers that you would have on that you wouldn't have if, say, you had that many thousand people visiting your website. And plus, you can incentivise them with offers and prizes and raffles or whatever they used to do. And that's a gold mine, isn't it? It's a bit like a double glazing salesman knocking on, a street of houses. You maybe get one person who invites them round to the demo, or who might be interested in replacing their windows. But you imagine you sent a salesman down a street where you know every single house, or virtually every house, had something wrong with its windows. You'd think it was paid with gold, wouldn't you? It's a great business opportunity, and that's pretty much what streaming is, from a casino point of view. And that's why it is so dodgy at the moment, because there's so little regulation over it. Although I understand the UK GC are having a heavy look at it at the moment. From some of the insiders I know, it is being carefully scrutinised. But yeah, you can understand why so many people want to get into it, because it's a lot easier than you think. All the hours I put in to make my website over the years and updating it and blah 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 blah, for probably getting a quarter or half of the traffic they do on a single video, which is easy to make. Sit at home playing slots. That's all you have to do, and upload it or stream live. Very little effort, you get a hell of a lot more money than having a website. Sorry, I didn't realise it's still recording. There's a bit of a pause there. I thought I paused it while I had a drink. But so you hate that affiliates get can be justified if they're rogue or scam or what the word? It's not amoral affiliates who don't give a shit, just want the money. Yes, I can understand the hate. But as an affiliate myself, I'm far happier. Trust me. At the end of the month, if I look in the account, I made €1,000 and it's come off 50 different players or something. What I don't like to see is if that's come off, say, 2 players or 1 player. And to be fair, it very rarely happens that way. It is generally a spread of players who've won and lost, the normal RTP, and the house edges paid, who had a good turnover and made what I'd expect. So yeah, it's I can understand, because you've got an individual, not a faceless corporation, which you tend not to blame as much or can't really hate. But when you got an individual and you've lost money, you got somewhere to direct your bile. fuck, I've just paid that wanker who makes them Bonanza videos €100 or something. Fuck that, you know. And I can understand that. I'll probably feel the same. And yeah, so you pays your money, takes your choice, don't you? You either sign up for an affiliate link or you don't. But like I said, if you go through other sources, you have no choice. You will be paying someone. You will be paying a corporation, guaranteed. And that's how it all works. So yeah, I hope that has been interesting to people who wonder how being an affiliate works and what you can earn. Or if you're an affiliate or thinking of becoming one yourself, it's bloody difficult. You know, there's a pond and there's the sort of like sardines and sharks in it, and you got to fight to survive. You got to keep up with things. If you don't, if you get lazy or take your eye off the ball, you'll soon lose what you've got. You'll soon lose any income you had. So it is dog eat dog, but it is a big pool, and there's plenty of people. You know, there's plenty of money to be made. But unfortunately, it seems to me apart from the UK, where you've got to observe all the rules, like hashtag add on all your casino ads, and you have to do it to a certain standard. But it does seem that outside the UK, there's a lot of scummery going on, and it's less clear cut than it is here. And the fact you've got numerous websites that are actually using Google keywords and paying Google, like the non-GamStop UK sites, the fraud sites, that they can get, you know, it's totally wrong. Surely someone like the UKGC or someone official, some of these governments should get in touch with Google and say, look, this is money laundering, this is crime. Not only are you ripping the players off, you're making money out of criminal organisations. And they don't do anything. It will happen. They will stop it. But someone needs to grab the bull by the horns with that, because until they do, you're all going to get lumped as the same. You're scammers, you're opportunists, parasites, this, that, and the other. And yeah, that's the world we live in. I'm afraid. But anyway, I will conclude this rather long spiel by saying that thank you for listening. Now you know why from the start of the video why I can't play anymore until I find a new licensee that I haven't actually shut an account at or excluded from. Like I said, this goes back to my naive days. It's not something I do now. I just shut accounts, or if it's coming to anti-money laundering or statement of wealth, they're permanently shut. I'm not going to provide it all. It's just too intrusive. It's too difficult. But so that's where it is at the moment. I cannot do any more real money videos until we get a new licensee that isn't connected to anything else. And the chances of that happening at the moment are pretty slim, I must say. So I hope you sort of stay tuned to the channel for sort of tedious news videos like this, or reviews, or other gambling related information I might put up from time to time. But I'm afraid my real play career is over temporarily, I hope, but it's over for now. And good luck to you all. If I don't speak to you again before Christmas, have a good Christmas and everything. I know that's a while off, but thanks for listening.